Yes, people. Welcome to the first ManDem United of 2022 on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. And as always, with Manchester United, there is a lot to talk about, plenty of opinions. We're gonna get to all of that. But first and foremost, like I start each and every show, I did this all the way through 2021, and I will continue to do it all the way through 2022. Big up to everybody who is supporting Sarcasm City TV. It's much appreciated, and it does not go unnoticed in it. So large up everybody who is supporting. Like I always say, whether you watch the shows live and you're in the comments, whether you have the show on live and it's in the background, whether you watch the shows back afterwards, whether you listen via one of the audio platforms, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, all of the support doesn't go unnoticed. But please make sure, whether you're watching this live right now or you're watching this back, hit the like button on the video. Vitally important you do that. Hit the like button on the video. Share it across all the socials as well. You can click that share button. All the social media apps you are active on, please share it too. And you can go to my Twitter and Instagram. That's me, Flawless. And that way you can retweet and like from my Twitter, and you can share it from the Instagram. Same with the audio platforms as well. Make sure you follow. If you are on SoundCloud, follow the SoundCloud, please. If you listen on Spotify, same. If you're on iTunes, please rate us 5 stars, leave a comment, rank, review, all of that stuff. Please, because it all helps the brand grow. And it is road to 4K on the YouTube as well. Road to 4K. So we're definitely going to get there, of course, this year. It's just a question of when, not if. So please make sure you do all those things, and check out the upcoming live stream schedule as well on the YouTube, because it lets you know all the shows that are coming up. That is your Sarcasm City TV guide, people. That's the TV guide, lets you know what's coming up for the entire week. Big up to Daniel, who says like the stream, subscribe and share if you can. Also become a member too if you want. Yes, the link for the membership is underneath this video and every other live stream, or you go to the homepage and click join. Many great perks on there, people. As also, that's a way to get on the show as well. That's a way to get on one of the Q&As, is via the membership also. Soa says, yo, big up to Soa. HHFF, I'm just gonna call you HH, says big up Flawless, big up to you. Maj says big up to you as well. So for those that haven't seen the ManDem United podcast before, it's a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United, ladies and gentlemen, all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments and questions Manchester United related, please. I will get to any questions you lot have for me. You know what I'm saying? Any questions you have for me, we will get to. But of course, with Manchester United, there's always like I said at the very top of the show, there's always a talking point. Whether we're exceptional, whether we're average, whether we are absolutely diabolical, whether we're first, whether we're fourth, whether we're seventh, whether we're 10th, whether we're 15th, whether we're 20th. We could be in the championship, I'm convinced, and we'll still be main page headlines. We are still the back page. We still run the shit in terms of news. And it's great. And it's great. It's a gift and a curse, because it's great when you're doing well, but it's absolutely awful when you're doing bad at it. And we're going to get to everything. Look at this guy, Timo. I ain't hearing nothing from you. Gave up the title in January. What go on for you? You know what I'm saying? And that this is not what we do. I'm clapping at everybody. Everybody, like, you shoot me, I'm shooting back, in it. You know what I'm saying? You need to go find Lukaku, fam. You know what I'm saying? I heard he's on his way out of London. H says Ralph Ollie 2.0. We're going to get to all of that. Large up Flawless. We need to bin about 15 players and start again. And Dante's just said that. And also Madge said the same thing. So we'll start here with the selling of the whole team. And I have to admit, the job is a bigger job than I thought it was. I thought we was like 2 or 3 players away. It seems, and I could be being a little bit reactionary, and I'm trying not to be, even though I'm emotionally invested, it's more than that. We all knew the issues with this team. The reason why I was so critical, I speak for me, I was so critical of Ollie, is because he didn't help in regards to hiding the deficiencies we have. We all know our midfield's an issue. We spoke if you go back and see the ManDem United the entire summer, where we're talking about Manchester United's midfield, that was one of the most talked about things on live streams, on social media, was Manchester United's midfield area. We all know we need a 6. We all absolutely know we needed a 6, arguably 2. What I didn't realize was how unbalanced our attack was. And Ralf coming in and playing 4-2-2 has exposed that. Because yesterday we started with Ronaldo, Cavani, Greenwood, Sancho. that balance is off. Sancho's the only creator there. And when I say that, though, people don't get it mistaken. That doesn't mean Greenwood won't get assists. It doesn't mean Ronaldo won't get assists. It doesn't mean Cavani won't get assists. What that means is Cavani, Greenwood, and Ronaldo are all shoot first players. That's what that means. Sancho's the only creator. Sancho did have a bad game yesterday. He wasn't good yesterday. He wasn't. That's the worst I've seen him play in a minute because he's actually been in decent form and always been bright. So when I say that, that's an issue. And that's not something I noticed up until recently, where I'm like, it is imbalanced. Someone mentioned Pogba, we'll get into. Pogba's a creator. Martial, who gets so much criticism from our fan base and other fans, is a creator. Lingard's the same, Mata's the same, and Sancho's the same. And I've spoke about this many a time. You need a mix. You can't have all shooters. You can't have all creators. Otherwise, and in a 4-2-2, the system's just not for us. That's what I've realized in it. That system is just... Actually, I tell a lie. The system is it, but not with the personnel we currently have available. You need 2 creators, innit? If you're gonna play 10s, you need 2 creators. And I don't know why Donny can't get a game. And even if you're not gonna play, if you're gonna play 3 shooters and 1 creator, behind that, there needs to be a deep line playmaker who plays the ball. That's not Matic. That's not Matic. That's not Fred. That's not Scott McTominay. Donny can do that, but for whatever reason, he can't play. Jorginho's that type. For older viewers and watchers of this, I'm talking to your Xavi Alonso's. For newer people who might not know who Xavi Alonso is, I'm talking a Modric, a Cruz. That could work, and that's why I say the balance is off. There's no progressive passing there. And I like Matic. That's not a shot at Matic. McTominay wasn't good yesterday. But which one of them is going to fire the ball into Sancho for then Sancho to turn and create something? Or for Greenwood to get it and shoot? And Greenwood should not be playing 10 either. Let me get to the comments, though, because I know you lot have a lot to say. Let me get to the comments. Where else we at? Big up Dan, who's in the cut, says, big up Flawless, what a day to be a Wolves fan. And give Wolves credit, because Wolves were very good. Have to give Wolves credit. I'm holding off on Ralf being only 2.0. Large up Flawless, we need to bin about 15 players and start again. I don't think it's that many. The problem is, we have squad players. We have too many squad players. That's the problem. Too many squad players and some players who are not good enough. Like I've said, Wan-Bissaka should not be starting for Manchester United. Luke Shaw should not be starting for Manchester United. De Gea's fine. All right, let's go through the team from yesterday. De Gea was decent. No complaints with De Gea, been good all season. Varane is Varane, solid. Phil Jones, we give him a lot of shit. Full credit to Phil Jones. Played well yesterday. No complaints. This is where the issues now lie. Wan-Bissaka should not be starting for Manchester United. So De Gea should stay. Cool. No qualms with that. Varane, first team mainstay. We know Phil Jones is playing only because everybody's at AFCON. Maguire, I believe, is injured and Lindelof's got COVID. But yeah, Phil Jones, so that's neither here nor there. Wan-Bissaka should not be starting for Manchester United. I've said this time and time again. He should be a player used. If he can be moved on, you move him on. But he should be used for a specific job. So if you're going away to PSG, you're going away to Real Madrid, and you're not going to have a lot of the ball, and you need Wan-Bissaka to do a job on the play. We've seen it when we played PSG away. I believe it was last season in the group stages, and he was up against Neymar and Mbappe, and he was fantastic. That's him in his element, but that is a one-off. He should be used for specific games for a specific role. Luke Shaw, not good enough. Tired of Luke Shaw. Not good enough. Not good enough. Matic, again, he's a squad player. He should be the backup 6. We should have a holding midfielder who screens, and Matic should be backup to whoever that is. So look, I've gone through De Gea first teamer, Varane first teamer, Phil Jones. Yeah, like he's like 5th, 6th choice. So we ain't counting Phil Jones. Wan-Bissaka for specific. Luke Shaw, not good enough. So look, who we keeping out of the back 5. There's 2 out of the back 5 I've kept there. Matic should be a squad player. How many first teamers I've named? Look, McTominay, not good enough. Who played? Greenwood should not be playing as a 10, but he is a first teamer. Absolutely. Should not. He should be either playing. If you're playing 4-2-2 as one of the strikers, if you're playing wide players, you play him either up front or wide right. He should be playing more than good enough. Who else started? Sancho, same, put him in first team. He should be playing 110%, whether it's left, whether it's right, whether it's in the 10, should be playing. Cavani, squad player, shouldn't be starting for us. Like, you see how he came off the bench against Newcastle? That's Cavani. That should be Cavani's role. We're chasing a game. You need a goal. That's Cavani. We've seen him do it against Newcastle. I believe it was last season against Southampton where he scored twice. People in the comments will probably know more than me as well. I mean, will remember more matches than me where he's had impact, but that's him. Look who I've named, and then on to Cristiano Ronaldo, a player who I love. I'm a Ronaldo stan. That is my GOAT, one of my favorite Manchester United players of all time. I didn't want him because of these issues. And we're going to get onto should he be doing more? Is it a service issue? I'm going to get into all of that. But if you are going to play Ronaldo, you have to play a specific way. But one thing I will always say about Cristiano Ronaldo is if you get him service, he will score goals. Simple as that. Problem is, he's not going to create for himself. He's not that type of player. He's not Salah. He's not going to get the ball dribble past two players and stick it top bins or stick it bottom. That's not him. That isn't him. But that's not a shot at Ronaldo. That's just what he is. And don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean Ronaldo's not capable of dropping a shoulder and scoring a goal because he is. But that's not his game. He's an in-the-box striker. He relies on service, heavily on service. And that's not a shot. Not a shot at all. So look who I named. So I said De Gea first team, Varane first team, Sancho, Greenwood. You could argue Ronaldo. So let's throw Ronaldo in there. That's half the team that shouldn't be playing. Half the team who are either squad players or shouldn't be or should be sold. And how many squad players did I name? Like Phil Jones is not second choice. All right, Matic is second choice. Shaw argues second choice. Wan-Bissaka shouldn't be. Who else we got in there? Cavani said, like, look what I'm talking. It's just a mismatch, but we're gonna get into it. Soa says, is Ralf being hindered by the board? There's no way someone with that CV, Ralf, insists with Scotty and Bruno over Donny. Something's off with Donny, and I don't know what it is. Donny needs to write a book. Not right now. Don't do the Lukaku thing. This ain't Chelsea. I'm saying after the fact, like after he leaves, he does a sit-down interview like Lukaku. I'd love to know what happened because he should be playing. I'd like to see him in the 10, but he should be. You playing 2 6s and 2 10s. He's one of our best 6s. He's one of our best 10s. He should be playing. Absolutely. He's easily our best 6, without question. He's our best 6, and he's one of our best 10s. To me, I'd probably put him. I put him back. He's not as good a 10 as Pogba, but he's right up there. Like he's top 3 10s. So he should be playing. Is Ralf being hindered by the board? I don't know. I'm reserving judgment on that because we're only 5 games into his reign in terms of Premier League. So I am reserving judgment on that. I don't know. I'm not sure on that one. Ollie is better than Ragdoll. Just saying Ollie wouldn't lose to Wolves. This guy. You take Ollie then, innit? You know what I'm saying? We miss Pogba like mad and they said sell him. We do miss Pogba. Pogba's a massive. Absolutely. Harris is saying we are actually washed. It's getting peak. Flawless. I find it funny Phil Jones hasn't played for 2 years and not more mobile and flexible to modern day football than Maguire. He was good. Can't complain. He was legit good. 0 complaints for Phil Jones. 0 complaints. He was good. There we go. Keenan says, I won't lie. I fell asleep 10 minutes before Matinho scored. The game was so boring. Yeah, it was awful. Mohammed says the same thing. Miss Pogba badly. Yes. Phil Maldini says, Malcolm. We are poor, says EFAC. Yeah, we were poor. Sancho needs a mobile striker who's active when the ball is moving quicker. Look how he was with Erling Haaland. I hear that. Ronaldo is making Manchester United worse. Thoughts? Yeah, but I said this from the jump. Any striker dies in this team. But people don't want to hear me when I said that. People thought that it's just because I like Martial. Doesn't matter if it's Ronaldo. Doesn't matter if it's Martial. Doesn't matter if it's Greenwood. Doesn't matter if it's Rashford. As a number 9 in this team, you will die. 100%. And that's more so under only this new regime, so we'll see. But under the last, like, you will die because the balance ain't there. You have shooters all around you. You know what I'm saying? You have shooters all around you. Nobody wants to give up a plate. Everybody trying to eat. And that's not a shot because I rate the players around. I rate Cavani. I rate Greenwood. Rashford fell off a cliff who I'm going to get into. Bruno, I'm tired of. You know what I'm saying? Even though when the last 2 times I've actually seen him play well is him coming off the bench. Yesterday and against Villarreal. Hey, do you like the late birthday present Ragnarok delivered last night? Innit? You need to go find Lukaku, fam. Go find your number 9 in that. Ronaldo dropped stinkers, not shoulder. Yeah, McTominay, you're right, one done. He says, McTominay shit, fans, open your eyes. Ralf fix the fuck up. We need to back Ralf. These players ain't responding to him. I hear that to an extent. I'm going to get into that. Martial, the key to our attack. Yeah, he's very key. Look at the record with him and the record without him. I think it's like 60-65% win record with him, and it's like 30 without him. Something like that. I'll ask Bainesy because it'll be about man, the jokers. Big up Flawless. Cams without Ronaldo making it could never be a real goal. Yeah, because PSG are doing fine with Messi in it. Steak Paul says, get the likes up, people. Who is that? Is that Lee Gunner? All right, Steak Paul, big up to you. Yes, get the likes up. There's over 30 of you lot in here right now, so share this across all the socials and let's get the likes up. Share it across all socials and get the likes up because we ain't even at 20 likes. And continue to get your questions in as well. Where else we at? We need to change formation to 4-3-3. I think a formation change is on the card. 4-2-2 is not it. Not it with this personnel at all. Like, and I'm just more like old fashions that I prefer wide players anyway. I'm saying I prefer wide players anyway. We know that improvements are needed in certain areas, but yesterday, let's get into it. Like, the goalkeeper, fine. Centre backs, like I say, Phil Jones had to play. There was no choice. Phil Jones had to play. Varane was fine. Varane's going Varane. Shaw and Bissaka I've been done with. Like, there was the time where Bissaka went past the player and then he tried to cross it in and he kicked his left foot and then swiped it out. So that sums him up. Like, they'll almost be thinking, how can I not be playing ahead of this guy? But we move. Same with Tellers and Shaw. Shaw not good enough. We know. Matic, just Matic things in it. Like, I don't really have no complaints when I see Matic in the team. I'm just like, I know what I'm gonna get. And he rarely like, right, Matic was really bad today. He just normally solid like 5, 6 out of 10. Like, McTominay not good enough. We know this. We spoke about this in depth. McTominay not being good enough. Greenwood in the 10 isn't it? That's on Ralph. Greenwood's not in the. I didn't like the lineup when I seen it. Greenwood in the 10 wasn't it. Sancho just had a poor game. Ronaldo and Cavani's not the blend. That's not it. There has to be a balance. Like, that ain't it. That is just, and that's on Ralph. Like, first and foremost, we'll stick it on Rangnick. That's on him. He did get that lineup wrong. That's not it, and it cost us. And not the sole reason why we got beat, but it contributed to as why Manchester United got beat. Where else is I going to go to after this? Like, let's get into the players as well, because this performance isn't new. Like I said, and I keep going back to him because I'm just tired of it now. Wan-Bissaka and Shaw, we know, are not good enough. We know are not good enough whatsoever. We know this. McTominay, not good enough. Needs to switch that up. Play Donny in there. I don't know how Donny can't get a game ahead of him. I don't know what's happened to Fred. I don't know if he's had COVID. I know he's not played the past couple games, but he's better than McTominay. Where else we at? Like I say, Greenwood in the 10 is not being helped. Sancho just had a poor game. Ronaldo and Cavani. All right, let's get into Cristiano Ronaldo. Let's get on that. Yeah. Let's get onto that with Ronaldo. He's a striker again. He relies on service. And when you don't get him the service, he is going to struggle. Does he need to do more? Absolutely, he needs to do more. Because you can't, even if you're not getting no service, you have to do your best with what little you have. We seen Cavani against Newcastle with that. There was no service, but yet Cavani created 4 chances. Should he have scored more than the 1 goal? He scored, yes. But Ronaldo's not doing that. And it's not that type of team. And Rangnick's got that dilemma. How do you deal with this? Do you play 2? With the problem with Ronaldo is you either play 2 him or you don't play him. Simple as that. You build your attack around him, which I would be fine with, or you drop him. And he's very unlikely to drop him. Therefore, you build the attack around him. And if you're going to play Ronaldo, Rashford, Bruno, and Cavani ain't it, unless you're chasing the game. You're chasing the game, cool. They're not it. It needs to be Sancho. It needs to be Pogba. It needs to be Donny. Even Greenwood you could throw in that mix. Obviously, it depends on formation as well. But that is very important those players play. That's what I'd say. It's very important if you play Ronaldo, Sancho, Donny, Pogba, Martial, I throw in that because he's still here, play. Lingard as well, that's number 5. And Juan Mata 6. I used those 6. Like, think about it, the goal he scored against, was it equalizer? Was it Atalanta? It was either Atalanta or Villarreal, one of those games. And Lingard's touched up, I think it was a winner. Was it a winner? I believe so. And Lingard's touched the ball back to Ronaldo. If that's Greenwood, if that's Rashford, if that's Cavani, if that's Bruno, they are not laying that ball back to Cristiano Ronaldo. They're shooting. And it probably gets blocked and we probably draw or lose that game. You lot in the comments will know. Which game I'm talking about. But that will tell you. That will tell you like we don't win that game at all. But that's the difference between being a shooter and being a creator. And people will criticize Lingard, this and that. I don't care about him posting about West Ham. But that's what you need around Ronaldo. You need people who are going to create for him. Great. It was a great touch by Lingard as well. Because like I said, at the time, most players shoot there. And he's laid it back to him. And then he's ducked out of the way, which is very smart. So if Ronaldo is going to play, Sancho, Martial, Pogba, Juan Mata, Lingard, they're the players you put around him. Similar to Fergie, how when he had Ronaldo, he put, and it was more not a creative thing, it was more work rate. He put Rooney around him. He put Park Ji-sung in there. He put, even though it's deeper in midfield, he had Fletcher in there, but I used Rooney and Tevez as well. He had Rooney, he had Tevez, he had Park Ji-sung. There's a reason those three players played. There's a reason when we went to the new camp, Rooney, who's a centre forward, was playing left wing and he played Ronaldo up front. Like, there's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for that because it's all about balance. Like in life, like breakfast, like your diet, innit? Without balance, everything goes to shit. My pops always tell me, too much of anything is a bad thing, innit? Moderation is key. My pops has told me that for years. Moderation is key. And that's what it is with Ronaldo. So that's why I understand the criticism of him and I understand the criticism of the service to him because it's both. It's a mix. Let me get to some of these points. Some of these questions, sorry, and comments. I do like 4-3-3. Messi and Ronaldo ain't finished. Large up Sharon, she says, big up Flawless, too many egos in the dressing room, not doing enough on the pitch. See, I don't know if it's an ego thing. What I'd say on the players is, and I think people have underestimate this, confidence is shot. These men don't look confident. Confidence is shot, and understandably so. And I'm not saying that's an excuse for poor performances, but it contributes as to the reason. These men ain't confident. Man, I'm not confident. They know they playing bad. They know they getting slated. They know they just contributed to a manager being sacked. Like, absolutely. United players are off for 2 days before returning to Carrington on Thursday. Yeah, let them man rest because we play in the FA Cup, so that means the first team probably won't play like that. 4-2-2 only works if you have technical ballers. I hear that. I agree with that to an extent. That's why I said for the personnel we have, it's not it. Do you notice how hard 2 turns have to work, especially when teams switch to play? It's physically exhausting. That is true, and this is why you need to dominate the ball. This is why. Flawless, which manager would you like to appoint in the summer? I'm not sure. Whoever Ralf wants. That's what I'd say. I'm standing on that. Whoever Ralf wants to get in, I'm with that. Is it very alarming United being dominated every game by teams mainly due to the opposition have a superior midfield duo? Yes, it's not alarming. We've seen this happen. And this is why we've all been crying out for Donny. And I'm still saying Donny should play. Whether it's as a 6 in this system or whether it's as a 10 in this system or whether it's a new system, Donny needs to play. I like the Donny and Matic pivot. I like that. But for whatever reason, you don't play it. Yeah, when I say GOAT, Daniel, Ronaldinho's my GOAT. I'm just taking shots at Messi and I'm just running bats. Where do you rank your midfield in the league? The midfield I'd pick fairly high. The midfield we play, not very high. Midfield's awful. My midfield's awful. Because there's just no cohesion. There's no, and it's new manager, there's no system in place. Like I said before, I could be like 4-2-3-1. These are the 2 I play in the pivot. Here's who I play in the 10, even though we're never going to see it. Yeah, McTominay's awful one done. Abdallah says, big up to my done Flawless. Hope you had a good birthday, bro. Yeah, man. I had a good birthday, man. Man just chilled out, kicked back. Nice day off. I told man that Ralf is Tuchel and Klopp's deadbeat dad. He wasn't there when he said their first words, their first day of school. He went to go get milk and from the shop and dipped. You mean the 2 managers who are out of title race in January? Them 2 duns, yeah? Seeing in it. I'm saying Chelsea fans crying and that. You lot out of the title race. I'm conceding already. Never. My team's good. Never. I'm never doing that. I'm never conceding. Same way I'm not here conceding top 4. And we in a worse predicament than you. Oh, we can't win the league. You, Abdallah, specifically told you City would win the league. Look at you lot. But you lot rate Tuchel though, innit? One Rovers vlog says, big up Flawless, big up to you. I think this is it. Way too many individuals. Also, the system just needs to be simple. No need to overcomplicate things. I hear that to an extent. Yeah, I hear that. I do. Flawless, do you expect Rangnick to teach these players how to make a 6-yard pass? 6-yard pass, the players have down tools on Rangnick. They play with more determination than the Carrick. No, I expect Rangnick to get a system to fit the players. That's what I want him to do. And it's 4-2-2 with his personnel, ain't it? Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the formation just because of the width, but that's just me. That's just my personal preference. Like, I like wide players. I'm just more old school than that. Like, I prefer 2 wide players. It stretches the opposition's back line. Whereas a 4-2-2, I think Carragher did a piece on it that I was watching. And he's like, it's when you're in possession, it's not the best. But when you're out of possession, because the pitch is narrow and you've got your 2 strikers, your 2 10s, your 2 6s, it's very good at winning the ball back. It's very, very good at winning the ball back. But then when you get the ball, it limits your options. Like, and it's one of them. It's like a back three. It's a very in particular style. Like, you have to be drilled at it. Everyone has to know their, like, if one person doesn't do their job, everything falls down. There's no hiding. It's not like a 4-2-3-1 where one of the 6s can be playing exceptional and he can kind of carry the 6 next to him if he's not playing well. That type of thing. But yeah, I don't think the players have down tools. I just think the players' confidence is shot. Zishan says, this is my ideal starting 11. Dalot, Varane, Lindelof, Telles, Zakira, Donny, Bruno, Sancho, Greenwood. Who's this Zakira guy? I keep hearing his name, but I don't know anything about it. Yeah, the width of Wolves killed us and stretched the pitch. Yep. Can you see the Southampton manager at your club? I'm not the biggest fan of Hassan Hüttel, but I wouldn't be sold against it. But he's not my first choice. Buying a few more players doesn't solve this crap. I think getting better players and a better system solves this. I think it does. You can't tell me you think, Joey, we don't need a 6. We definitely need a 6. 110%. We need a 6. Like, because them man just ain't it. 100%. And more so than that, players need to be sold and dropped and made squad players. I'm done with Rashford. I'm not saying he should be sold, but I'm done with Rashford. I'm done with Bruno, like, starting. I'm done with Cavani starting. I'm done with Shaw and Wan-Bissaka starting. I'm done with McTominay starting. Like, that's it. I'm done with these men starting. I'm done with Fred starting. I'm done with Mike starting. I'm done with Lindelof starting. I'm done with Maguire starting. How many players have I just named? Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, Shaw, Matic, Fred, McTominay, Bruno, Rashford, Cavani. That's named 10 players. That's named 10 players. I'm not saying they all should be sold. I just don't want to see them in the first team. 10. It's nearly a full 11. The problem is we don't really have... Yeah, we do actually. We do have players to come in. I'm telling a lie. Apart from centre-back. Dalot Telles should be starting. Varane, obviously, he starts anyway. De Gea in goal. Even though I said Matic shouldn't be starting, I would play Donny and Matic in the pivot, but that goes to show how weak we are in the area. That player I don't think should be starting has to play. Matic and Donny. I'm just going back to 4-2. Pogba. Martial if he's staying. Greenwood, Sancho. Sancho, Greenwood, 1 ring. Ronaldo up front. I'd run that. Pogba, Sancho. So you have, for instance, Pogba, Sancho, Pogba, Sancho, Donny. You have 3 creators and 1 from deep. So Sancho can fire it into, but obviously this is not going to happen. This is just my personal preference. I ain't trying to see Bruno and Rashford. I'm done with these men. Those 2 in particular. Done. Tired of it. If Martial doesn't want to be here, we need to replace him. Cavani's leaving. Needs to be replaced. My gaffer ain't out of no top 4 race, fam. You know what I'm saying? You lot out of the title race. My gaffer ain't out of no title race and that. You know what I'm saying? That's you, Abdallah. You know what I'm saying? You was City got the league. We still fully in the top 4 race. That's what I get into as well. Is it a blow? Yes. Is taking a loss? Yes. But it doesn't change too much long term. Short term, it's a blow. But it don't change the fact that we're still fully in the top 4 race. And that's the aim, is to finish in the top 4. Like, legit, that is the aim. Finish in the top 4. Go deep in win the FA Cup. Go deep in the FA Cup. See what we can do in the Champions League. Like, that's legit. Get something. Not even see what we can do in the Champions League. Get experience in the Champions League, like deep into the competition. I'll play 4-3-2-1. De Gea, Telles, Lindelof, Varane, Delot, Fred, Donny, Bruno, Pogba, Sancho, Ronaldo. That's not too shabby, actually. That isn't too shabby. Even though there's players in there I don't like, there's players in mine that you won't like, Jared. So that's not too shabby whatsoever. He did get things wrong. Ralf got so many things wrong yesterday. No manager is above criticism, in my opinion. I'd be really worried if he's still our manager next season. He won't be our manager next season. I hope he goes upstairs and we bring in a manager and then and work from there pretty much. That's what it is. Because the reason why we're struggling so much is because of our poor preparation and poor decision making in the transfer market. That needs to be better. The reason we have an imbalanced squad is because of those things. You know what I'm saying? Where else we at? That's an interesting point. So will you say Manchester United is a possession team instead? We should be a possession team. We're not, but we should be. Well, we don't play players for that. We don't play attacking players for that. Ronaldo's not that. Cavani's not that. Greenwood's not that. Rashford's not that. Bruno's not that. That doesn't mean those 5 players I named there can't be involved in that. But you need more. McTominay's not that. Wan-Bissaka's not that. Shaw's not that. And that's where the issue lies. Not so much your strikers, so like you can remove Ronaldo and Cavani, like if you're playing one up front, but your fullbacks have to be. Your 2 6s have to be. That's just your base. Whatever system you're playing, your fullbacks and your whether it's 1 6 or 2 6s have to be do that. So 3 or 4 players have to be possession based. Then your 10 has to be. If you're playing a 10, absolutely. One of your wide players does. One of your wide players. Your front 3 or front 4 can't be all shooters first. You need the balance. You need half. You need half of that. Especially when you're playing a good team like, well, if you're playing a side that's not as good who you expect to beat, then that's different. But it's all about balance and taking along and getting continuity. Do you feel Rangnick is holding back on his coaching team into his image because a new manager is coming in the summer so the players don't get confused? No, I don't think that. I think he's just assessing what he has. He's just assessing what we have and assessing who needs to stay, who needs to go, what areas need mad improvement, what areas need slight improvement, what areas are good, etc. I think he's assessing it as a whole. And probably personal as well, like personality-wise as well. Yeah, no, I enjoyed my birthday and that. Flawless. Ralf been a manager since 83 and he's won major trophy in nearly 40 years of management, you know. Yeah, but he's not here to win trophies. I don't know. If he was our manager permanently, I'd be like worried. He's not here to win trophies. He's here till the end of the season. But this way, Ralf might outlast Tuchel. Because you lot out the title race, you are the Champions League. You know how Roman does. Tuchel might get the sack from. Pogba's the problem. He's the virus. Yep. That's what we got told. James says, not behind the DM is like seeing an asteroid hurtling towards Earth and doing nothing about it. If an asteroid was hurling towards Earth, what could we actually do? Legit. You can't do anything. Right now, I'm going to win it fast. What could I do? Legit. What else we at? Rashford is extremely overrated when he was stat padding. He can't dribble, can't pass, can't hold the ball up, can't link play, just a kick and run merchant like Dan James. Pretty much so. That's why he should be playing when we're leading the game and it's spacing behind. Rashford with spacing behind will kill you. Spacing behind, and that's what he should be used for. If we're 1-0 up, 20 minutes to go, you bring on Rashford. One of his best games was the Leipzig game. Leipzig came, played a high line. He will kill you with a high line still, even this Rashford, even though he's not been the same. And that's what he should be. Abdi says, hey, Abdi, I even hearing from you. You went from a Lakers fan to a Bucks fan. Yeah, this is not what we're doing in that. What else we got? Yo, I don't even know you're talking about this. Who's the knee sliding sket this way? Oh, you're talking about McTominay. He said that knee sliding sket has one good game and people start. Right, yeah, you wilding with that. Man United never planned for Ralf. They rushed it to get Oli gone. Yeah, absolutely. Again, this is the problem is if Ralf comes in during the international break before the Watford game, then maybe he can assess the squad even better. Joey the Don says, Flawless, I'm tired, bro. I can't do another rebuild. Give me strength. Yo, we got through Ollie. We can get through anything, fam. And we in this together. I'm here, Joey. You here. We can get through this. You watch the Boondocks, man. They go through trials and tribulations all the time. I'm here. You here. We gonna get through this, Joey. Don't worry about it. And yo, there's over 50 of you lot watching, which is sick. Hit the like button, man. Let's get the likes up because there's 50 of you lot. We don't even have 40 likes. So let's get the likes up, please. Ralf is probably an agent as a gaffer. That's why he's more of a director. Yeah, we know he's not the job. We know he's not the boss full time, which is cool. Just come in and steady the ship. If he finishes fourth, which I expect us to finish fourth, cool. Like I say, Champions League experience is needed for this squad. FA Cup is there, depending on the draw. Absolutely. Even though we're playing, but it's not all. I'm not going to overreact. Was it bad? Yes. Has it been bad? Yes. But I'm still giving it time. I'm still giving him my next fight. Waiting until we get to double figures. Because what's that hard? He played Palace, Norwich, Newcastle, Wolves. Is there someone I'm missing? Is it four league games? Let me know if I'm missing one. The funny thing is, Ten Hag would select man like Donny, Martial, Sancho, Pogba together, the real techie ballers that get scapegoated at this club. Yeah, for some reason, people don't like techie ballers, you know. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Yeah, man, let's get the video up. Flawless question. Do you think Ralf is suited upstairs and is kind of aged as a gaffer? Yeah. He's definitely suited for upstairs. That's why I was gassed about him coming in to go upstairs. Because the problems we're seeing on the pitch are because of problems upstairs. They've just manifested onto the pitch. Like the plans, like to re-sign Cavani, then sign Ronaldo is one or the other. There was no plan. There was no plan. There's no system. There's no profile. You're signing a fullback. Your fullback should be all of the same profile. We signed Telles and Wan-Bissaka in the same window. Not the same window. Under the same manager, under the same regime. They're two completely opposite in terms of profile. It's either the Wan-Bissaka profile or the Telles profile. You should pick that. I do that on friggin', and I'm not no genius. I do that on Football Manager. I have a profile. When I'm looking at, like, use fullbacks, for example. My fullbacks have to be quick. They have to be strong. They have to be able to cross. That's the three. Before I get into anything else, when I'm looking at the attributes, I look at that. Acceleration, pace, strength, throw stamina in there as well because they've got to be able to get up and down and crossing. They're the 5 attributes I look at. And then I look at the rest of it. Tackling, jumping, first touch, positioning, all them type of things. But just on Football Manager, basically, if I go there and see, because it's 1 to 20, pace 12, acceleration 14, I click off it. He could be 20 at everything else. Could be 20 at everything else. Click off it. It's not for me. Not for my system. Same way with centre backs. Same with my holding midfielders. And I have a system that fits. 4-3-3. And I play that. My reserves will play that. And no matter what club I'm at, whether it's under 20s, under 19, under 18s, they'll play that. I wish I could show you lot, like when I played Football Manager in the past. I play old versions. I need to run it back. Flawless, we lost Lil Dirk at right wing back and Bruce Wayne at left wing back. Who's Bruce Wayne? I was supposed to compete for the league with Escobar's grandson. Who's Escobar? This guy with his nicknames. Who's Escobar's grandson? Who is that? And old man Aspie. I know who Aspilicueta is. Mojo, I agree. I agree with this. And this is why I criticized him at the start. He got it wrong yesterday. Absolutely. If team selections have to be questions, even as subs, it's obvious there must be some influence on the board to play these dead ballers. I don't think it is influence on the board. I don't think so. I think he's just getting it wrong. Simple as that. I believe he's just getting it wrong so far. And I think mistakes can happen. How many players would you like to be sold in the upcoming transfer window, considering Martial, Donny, Lingard, Mata, and Maich will be gone? Jeez. The problem is, I'd like to keep them players. That's the problem. I'd keep them, man. Apart from one Mata, I'd keep those players right there. Aside from one Mata, 110%, I'd keep those players. Martial, but again, not against their will. I always say, if they don't want to be at Manchester United, you should move on players. However, I'd keep Martial. Love to keep Pogba, Donny, Lingard, and Maich. Mata's the only one I look at and go, yeah. We barely have anyone who can play football, control, and pass. It's a disgrace. It's peak. The sooner fans accept the imbalances in the squad and the true level of most of these players, the better. And that's where it is. It's a realization. And that's one thing I overlooked. And I said this at the top of the show. The imbalance of the squad. I knew it was imbalanced, but it's more imbalanced than I thought. And it's like, right, it's okay to get things wrong as well. I'm not saying Peter's saying that to me. I'm just saying that's a teachable moment, people. I never realized it. The level of these players I already knew. This is why I was so critical of Ollie, because he kept playing players that's like, oh, he's not good enough. He persisted with McTominay. He persisted with Bruno. He persisted with Rashford. And I just point out those three. He persisted with Shaw. He persisted with Wan-Bissaka. That's half a team. Them five ain't good enough. For where Manchester United want to go, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Bruno, Rashford ain't good enough. That's 6 of his main players. Wait. And his midfield, that's his midfield. I just named our midfield 3. Our 2 fullbacks. I didn't even mention, did I mention Shaw? Let me run through this again. Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, McTominay. Wait, forgot Maguire. See what I'm saying? Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Shaw, Fred, McTominay, Bruno, Rashford. Jeez, it's 7. No, I just had to look at that again so I didn't get it wrong. 7 players. That's 7 of 10 outfield players. This is what I'm saying. And then Ralph's come in and has played Wan-Bissaka, has played Shaw, has played McFred, has played Bruno, even though you dropped him, has played Rashford, even though you dropped him. 7 out, we don't have a chance. The team is there. The team is there. Until I see, but we've not seen it. But the team's there. Pogba's good enough. Like, Dalot's good enough. You've seen it in glimpses. Tellers is good enough. Matic and Donny together are good enough. Pogba in the 10 is good enough. Martial is good enough. Sancho is good enough. Ronaldo is good enough. Greenwood is good enough. Bailly with Varane is good enough. But we'll see. How would you react if Pogba goes to Chelsea or Liverpool or City? You can do that because he's available for free in the summer. Pissed that we've let a talent go to one of our rivals in the league. Pissed. Absolutely pissed. Daredevil says, it's painful to watch. Please motivate me and give me strength, my friend. Yo, we in this together, the Daredevil. To all the United fans here, all the regular watchers of the ManDem United podcast, we in this together. I'm here, you lot here. We gonna get through this. We survived Ollie, we can survive anything. Trust me. Because it won't get that bad again. It won't get that bad again. What are United doing backwards playing 35 and 37-year-olds up front? Yep. Big up my guy Saint every single time. You lot make sure you go subscribe to Saint's channel, Saint LFC TV. Absolutely outstanding individual, Saint. Great content creator, hilarious Donny. Shame he's a Liverpool fan, but minus that, make sure you go subscribe to his channel and you can catch him here on Analysis at Anfield as well, even though he likes to give me shit all the time, but we move. Motley not sniggering now, are you, Flawless? Told you Man United are washed. Nah, I'm still out here, fam. You know what I'm saying? And that I'm still out here. I'm out here the same way you lot out of the title race, fam. Them ones. You already know. I'm taking shots at everyone. Flawless question. Do you think some of your players considered overrated because they crumble under pressure? No, I don't think they crumble under pressure. I just think the players ain't good enough. Like, if I played for Manchester United, it's not me crumbling under the pressure. It's me not being good enough. That's all it is. Like, that's nothing to do with, it's not like the skill level's there and you're like, all right, when he gets on the big stage, he just fumbles the bag. No. I named 7 out of 10 outfield players that Ollie persisted on playing, that Ralf has now played at times, that are not good enough for where Manchester United want to go. Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Shaw. That's 3 of a back 4. McTominay and Fred. That's your double pivot. Bruno in the 10. Not only is that integral to your attack, is your midfield 3 as well. Like Rashford, left-hand side. So Rashford and Shaw, let's say Rashford playing on the left. Whether he's playing on the left or right, if it's Rashford and Shaw, your whole left side's not good enough. If it's Rashford and Wan-Bissaka, your whole right side's not good enough. Like, that's what it is. We ain't washed. It's like we just don't pick the correct players. The players are there. But, you know. Flawless Wild, the noise about Sancho and him being the Messiah for you, man, on the right. You get him, then play him anywhere but the right. You know why, Saint? Because it's the Manchester United way. That's why. It's Ollie's way. In the defense now of Ralf, he's played 4-2-2, so Sancho, I think he changed the system against, who did we play when he changed the system against? I think it was Norwich, one of the games, and he played out wide. But yeah, in Ralph's defense, he's played 4-2-2 the entire time. So, and Sancho is capable of playing as a 10. Do you think nah, that's not wilding, yo. Man could be 20 at everything else, Brian. Well, if he can't get up if his acceleration 12 and his pace is 14, I like to play a high line. I play a high line on Football Manager. All my teams, even on FIFA, but it's to a lesser extent because it's not as in-depth as a Football Manager. It's pace like FIFA's a pace and power game. Football Manager less so. But the earlier Football Managers are pace and power. Like my centre-backs, all my fullbacks, like is minimum like acceleration 17. Pace minimum acceleration 17. Like bare minimums. And then I put specific programs, like specific training programs together. So then it boosts it as well. Like I play a high line, you ain't running away from me. So like my whole back line, center backs, fullbacks quick. Wide players quick. Striker quick. I'm saying my two midfielders and my holding midfielder, not so much because you're in the center of the pitch. So it's not too much. I play 4-3-3 in it. So it'll be like back four, 1 DM, 2 8s, 2 wide players, striker. So minus the 3 midfielders, everybody else got to be quick. And you could be 20 at everything else. But that's me. I'm a drill sergeant. I'm very specific with how I want to play. Like one of my 8s, the one that gets into the box has to be great in the air because I like to get the ball out wide and cross the ball into the box. Has to be good in the air, arriving late. And then the number 9 has to be good in the air as well. So then I've got 2 you can hit. My wide players have to be, I'm going down a Football Manager rabbit hole, but I like talking about it. My wingers have to be able to dribble. Have to be able to dribble. You got to be able to take on a man and beat a man, 100%. And I'll sacrifice their crossing because I know their dribble past man and get numerous crosses in. And the crosses don't even have to be great because I've got 2 players in there who are very good in the air. And then if I change the system, if I'm chasing the game, I get another striker in there who's good in the air. Now you hit him free. And I just go straight 4-4-2. Do you think the youngster Hannibal Mabry will get any minutes this season? He's already played in the Tunisian national team, but Alanga gets in the squad ahead of him. Maybe. I've not seen a lot of him. Maybe. I'm not sure. What's going on? Where are we at? Yeah, the trolls are jokes. But I'm not sure. One worrying thing for Donny is that Alanga got on the pitch ahead of him. That's a big concern. How many more players do we need to start competing? In my opinion, 9-10. No, I wouldn't say it's 9-10. I wouldn't say it's 9 and 10 because the players are there. Like I mentioned, the 2 fullbacks. Do I believe we need 2 midfielders? Yes, we got 2 midfielders. At 10, if Pogba leaves, yes. A wide player, yes, probably 4. I'd say 4. We need to scrap it and reset, bro. The squad lacks tech and creativity. To an extent. To an extent, it does. I don't think we need a full reset, though. I don't think it's a full reset. Whereas Chelsea struggle in the final third, United team incapable for whatever reason to put a well-balanced midfield and backline on the pitch. Can't play consistently well without a platform. And that's it. Because the platform we have ain't it. And it goes back to our fullbacks and midfield. Whereas somebody said in the chat, do I want, I can't remember who it was. Do I want Manchester United to be, what's it called? A possession-based team? Yes. Absolutely. Where we got? Who do I think's winning the Champions League? Draw. Depends on the draw. But Liverpool will be there or thereabouts. 100%. Yeah, I do eat pork. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm wilding. Hold up. Pick up the mods on job, though. Pick up the mods on job. There we go, just sorting stuff out, people. But yes, hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. And don't get mistaken, people. In Ralf, I still trust. Like, I'm still double R Mafia. I'm still in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still outside. I am outside. Now, you weren't right. The low and tellers are definitely upgrades on Wan-Bissaka and Shaw. Absolutely. They're miles better than Wan-Bissaka and Shaw. I don't know what you're talking about. They're not barely upgrades. They're miles better. I want to see those 2. I've had no issue with those 2 performances. With them 2. Both of those two, their performances, no issues whatsoever. You need an entirely new midfield, at least one wide player, another RB option, because the reformed Palace winger is one of the worst value purchases I've seen in the last half a decade. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, the midfield is needed. But then again, it depends on who is staying or not. But I do agree with the two midfielders. I said the wide player because, yeah, Rashford got to go. Because it depends on who's staying. Because if Pogba's leaving and Martial's leaving, those need to be replaced. Barely, I disagree pyramid scheme, but that's just me. Ralf thought that man's out here, man. Man, that ain't throwing in the towel and that. That's why when people talking rubbish, where have I said that I'm throwing in the towel? I still think we finished top 4. I'm still confident of finishing top 4. This is just a blow, but I'm not going to overreact. And the reason why I also think we're going to finish in top 4 is not because we're great, but because everyone else around us ain't the best. Arsenal are not all that. Spurs are not all that. West Ham are not all that. They're the 3 teams competing with us, I'd say. Yeah, they're the 3 teams. If one of these teams was like cold, I'd be like, yeah, we in trouble. Doesn't mean they can't finish top 4. Like Spurs, I said when they got Conte, would be a threat. West Ham are a good side. Arsenal have surprised me as well. But I'm confident of finishing above those 3. And if we don't, worst comes to worst and we don't finish top 3, that just means the new manager can come in and focus on the league. That's what that means. Flawless, can you go through the entire United squad and say which players do you have championship winning players? In what sense? When you say, are you talking mentality-wise? You're talking a skill level? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'll answer the question, but please just elaborate. I'm saying. And mods, to help you out, I changed it to subscribers only in that. I think that low's good, but Wan-Bissaka is unplayable. Over a 60-match season, you need more than one option in each position, but midfield options absolutely stink. Peter's like, and this is why I won't get onto Peter right now, because we ain't running jokes. We having a serious conversation here, and this is right. Like another right back option, I'm with. I don't know how Laird's doing, but I keep hearing nothing but good things about him. I believe he's out on loan, but I'm all for it. Yeah, the midfield options, yeah, they're not the only 6 I think is good enough is Donny to like start week in, week out. I don't think we're finishing 3rd this season. What made you say that, Saint? I never said we're finishing 3rd. I said I'm naming Tottenham, Arsenal, West Ham. I said we can finish above those 3. You 3 are gone. At Chelsea, I'm not stat man. We're not finishing above City, Chelsea, or Liverpool. Nah, we're 4th at best. So I said that from the start of the season. We finished 4th at best. So yeah, I don't think that. The fact that Martial is leaving and Cavani and Ronaldo were staying, it's because he don't want to stay in. I think he had his mind made up, Martial. I said this before Ralf came in. I think he had his mind made up. He's like, let me go and play football because he's good enough to play. He wants to play. Lingard wants to play. Pogba just wants a better. Pogba just wants better surroundings, man. He's trying to be successful in his prime years. It could be peak. If it's the players I named, it could be. If Martial, Donny leave, it could be 8. Depending on, because the players who are leaving, yeah, as Calm saying, the players who are leaving, I want them to stay. But if they don't want to stay, like, what can man do? Like, you got to let them go. But then it is a rebuild. Like, we got left in a worse state than I've seen. But is it fixed? It shouldn't be this bad is what I'm saying. It shouldn't be as bad as Wolves. It shouldn't be as bad as Newcastle. It shouldn't be as bad as Norwich. But then again, we're picking players who failed the last manager. Like Tuchel went into Chelsea and changed the system. Like that helped. Like we've had to change the system, but the personnel, like, it's not it. So we need to switch it up again. Like we need to switch. Like they're just not it. Like Wan-Bissaka's not it. Maguire's not it. Shaw's not it. McTominay's not it. Fred is not it. Rashford is not it. Bruno's not it. I've named those 7. They're just not it. Now, if you play 2 out of that 7, you can maybe get away with it. But when you're playing 6 out of 7, 7 out of 7, like, no. And there's people there. Minus for fullbacks, you have Delo and Tellers. Centre-backs, tricky. Midfield, you have Matic and Donny. 10s, you got Pogba. You have Martial. You have Sancho. You have Lingard. Wide options, you got Pogba, you have Martial, you have Sancho, you have Diallo, you have Lingard. Who else did I name? Like, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, cool. No need to say my bad. It's just so I can answer the question, Joey. That's all. No need to say my bad. Mentality and skill are both needed to win champions. So which player do you see fitting a City side or Liverpool side, for example? Can Wan-Bissaka be City's right back or even Chelsea's? So you're talking systems here. So I run through it. So like obviously like De Gea is a good like we'll miss out De Gea. Wan-Bissaka, no. Dalot and Tellez cook for Chelsea in that wing back system. They cook for Chelsea in that system. For City, I reckon they're capable of playing. Even if they don't play first team, they're capable of playing for City as fullbacks. Liverpool, probably not, because Liverpool are like with Robertson and Trent, and you got Shimakas in there. But see, that's 2 out of the 3. Centre backs, Varane is Varane. Varane could start for anybody. Like he's in contention. The rest of the centre backs, no. Midfielders, Donny. If we're talking just strictly 6, is Donny. Yes, 100% Donny. In terms of your 10s and your wide players, Sancho, yes, 100%. Not saying he starts for these teams, but Sancho, yes, for all 3 of them. Well, he starts for Chelsea. We know Chelsea's line links. Say Pogba could be in contention, yes. Greenwood, contention, yes. Who else am I missing? Ronaldo, debatable. Scores so many goals for City. Liverpool probably not, because of the way they play and the way they want their 9 to play. Yeah, because of the way they want their 9 to play. Trying to think. Who've I missed out? Cavani, nah. Again, backup. Probably be backup. If I missed a player, Joey, just ask me and then I'll do it. If there's an in particular player I've missed. Bruno, absolutely not. Rashford, no. Lingard, squad player, yes. I think that's everybody. I'm saying. I think that's everybody. Nah, Sancho. Nah, Saint. Sancho's been what's it called? He was poor yesterday, but he has been one of our bright players recently. But again, he's suffering. Big up Flawless. Good to see a change in the energy towards Professor. I'm just responding to what has happened. Ollie is definitely the problem. This is not what we're doing. People need to stop this. All right. Let me address this. People need to cut the shit in it. Let's stop this. Even if Ralf is not good enough, and that's a big if Ralph, let's say for argument's sake, he's not good enough. Turns out Ralph's not good enough and he does a bad job. That doesn't mean Ollie was the answer. That means neither of them were the answer. It's kind of like you're in a relationship. You break up with a girl. You then get in another relationship and you break up with that girl. That doesn't mean the ex before that was the answer. No, they're both problems. I don't think people understand this. I think people say, oh, people said we would be better without Bruno. I mean, we're better without Bruno. Just because it looks bad without Bruno does not mean Bruno is the answer. Like, 2 things can be true. I don't understand why people fail to realize this. Ollie's not that. If Tuchel's not Tuchel, if Ragnick's not the answer, that doesn't mean Ollie is. Ollie's not good enough. Ollie's not good enough. Like, that's what it is. And the reason why I use the Gyal analogy is to make that clear. I'm sure the majority of you lot have more than one ex. Just because the ex you just broke up with today isn't it, doesn't mean the ex from 2 years ago was the answer. Neither of them are the answer. Ollie was never the answer. And he's not going to be I don't know why you lot want to die on this hill. Same way, if Ralph's not the answer, I go, Ralph's not the answer. Go get another manager. And if that manager's not the answer, you go and get another manager. And then you keep chopping and changing until you get to the correct one. Liverpool did it. Liverpool, my entire life, have ran through managers until they got to the right one. They've had 2 good ones. They had Benitez and they had Klopp in 30 years, 31 years. In 31 years. So say they would have stuck with Kenny Dalglish or Roy Hodgson or Gerard Houllier. I don't understand. I don't get it. United did that. Before Fergie. That year, the period, I think it was Sir Matt Busby to Fergie. What do you think we did during that period? Or we'd still be here now with Ron Atkinson, innit? I don't understand why people can't understand these things. But, we move in it. I'm saying, Saints in the chat, he'll know. You would have seen some terrible Liverpool managers in his time. And it will happen to everyone. I don't know if Pep's just fooled everyone. into thinking that, all right, this is the way it's supposed to be. R. James says, Mason actually looks like he could even play as a 10 with better coaching. He's actually a good passer of the ball and is very good technically. You saw this last night and he was subbed. Yeah, I don't want to see him in 10 though. Is he capable? Yeah, but I don't want to see him as a 10. He's a 9 or a wide player. He needs to be as high. He needs to be as close to the opposition goal as possible. He don't need to be picking up the ball in between the lines. No. You need to be as close. You're such a good strike. You're such a good shooter. Get as close to the goal as possible. If this is COD, like he wanted them, like his hand-to-hand combat on COD is different. You don't want him on the roof as a sniper. He needs to be in the battlefield and that. He needs to be in the battlefield. Like, this is not what we're doing. Imagine Mason up front for City with twice the amount of goals he scores for us. Absolutely. This is not Ralf football. Do you think Fletcher and the board still have more control than Ralf than himself and the players? Nah, this is all on Ralf. I think this is all on Ralf. Big up Flawless, man. Thanks for going through the chat. Yeah, man, I'll continue to get your questions in, you lot. Nah, that's cap. They say this guy is the almighty, but he's the same as Ollie. What's cap? What did I say in particular? He's currently been the same. He's currently not been good. That's true. But I'm going to give him more than 4 games. I said I'm going to let him hit double figures and see what's what. Because you know what will happen if United in the next 2 games, whoever we play win, it's all hail Ralf in it. I'm not like that. I'm not reactionary in it. I don't do that. I'm not. Like, I run jokes, run bants. I'm shameless. You lot know that. Man's an asshole. 110%. But that's not what I'm going to do. Like, same way if we play well, all of a sudden it's going to be like, oh, hell, Ralf. Like, nah. Ollie did build his squad. He got blood on his hand for this shit. He has. 100%. I like Sancho, but to be honest, he's overhyped. I never understood why we bought Sancho when we had Ahmed and we need a CDM more. Nah, Sancho was needed. But Sancho and the DM was needed. Because we needed another creator. Let's think about it. We have no Pogba, no Martial. We need a creator. Sancho was very, very much so needed. 110%. No one's saying that to Pep. You didn't need Grealish. But as you could argue, we needed Sancho more than they needed Grealish. Well, it's good to have options for things like this. It's good to have options. Imagine we gave that £500 million to a good manager instead of Ollie. We would have been in the title race, one of the favourites for the Champions League. If it was spent correctly, absolutely. You spend that amount of money correctly and you get more wrong than you get right, yeah. And put you in those situations. Absolutely. Without doubt. Without question. But it is what it is. But yeah, I'm not going to overreact. I'm not. I need to do the subscriber thing more, actually, because it gets rid of the, what's it called? Gets rid of the trolls. Let me know what you lot think in the chat, because everyone here who's commenting is subscribed. Because I put subscriber mode on. Because when I was doing the schedule yesterday, I was like, oh, subscriber mode's on there. But I don't want to stop new people from jumping in and maybe getting involved. Let me open it back up. But I can always do that. I can always switch it in, actually. It's back to anyone now. So yeah. Where else we at? Nah, I'm not saying Diallo isn't creative. I like Diallo. I'm saying why not both, so? I'm saying it's good to have both. Why can't we have Martial, Sancho, Diallo, and Greenwood? Competition for places. I want 2 players, 2 quality players for every position. I'm throwing Diallo in that mix. I don't get why it's one or the other. Why can't we have Sancho and Greenwood playing with Martial and Diallo, for example, on the bench? I'm with that. And then you got Pogba in the mix, you got Donny in the, like, these are good things to have. Like, I like options. This ain't a relationship. I'm saying in that way, it's just you and just that one other person. Like, it's not that. This ain't a relationship. No, I decided like it's not. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like this is get as many great options as possible. 2 for every position. Sancho likes playing balls in behind, but Ronaldo wants his defeat team is a mess. He likes to do given goals. And again, this comes back to the balance of the team. That's what this is. I miss Pogba too, man. I'm here with you, Ryan. I miss Pogba too. Chelsea fans, hey, you lot out of a title race in January. You lot need to get what I'm saying. Go catch City in it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you lot need to do. European champions, and it's the 2nd of January, and you lot were calling it quits on the title race and that. Embarrassing. I'm still here saying top 4. I'm saying it with chest too. United will finish top 4. I'm still saying it. I ain't giving up. You see these Chelsea fans giving. No wonder Lukaku gives up, man. He's giving up on Chelsea. He got it from the fans and that. You know what I'm saying? Sergeant Romelu and that. Free rum in it. You know what I'm saying? In the Chelsea penitentiary. You lot get your final few questions in. I'm going to close out the show. I will close out the show, people. I'm saying. Yo, we got games in hand, fam. When it's 11, if we're all level, Peter, we'd be ahead of them. That's all I'm saying. Top 4, top 4 is definitely not over. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Flawless, she's saying you want to get rid of Maguire and Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, but who will buy them and pay their huge wages? That's the problem we have. I'm not saying that we can sell them. I'm saying I would like to see them gone. That's all I'm saying. I'd like to see them gone. My biggest concern is how we underestimate learning. Underestimate learning as a loss. At these crucial years, Ahmad, Mason, Managerial should start getting games. Angel for Sordis and left, Martial leaving, Rushy. I hear you, man. It's a mess. Again, and this is why the structure needs to be sorted. Do you still think Arsenal will bottle top 4 in the way they're playing? Not bottle it, I just don't think they're good enough. It's not a bottle thing with Arsenal. I just don't think they're good enough to finish top 4. I don't think they're better than United, and I don't think they're better than Spurs. That's it. I don't think they're better than West Ham either. Is Wan-Bissaka's career at United over? Is it? I don't know. Should it be? Yes. Big up to you, HH. Big up to you, Kind of Devil, as well. Larger part of regulars, man. I'm going to close out the show. Big up all of you lot. Going to close out the show on the Twitch tonight. First time on the Twitch. That's where the FIFA streams will be going over. So it'll either be pro clubs or career mode in it. It'll be pro clubs or career mode, people. One of those two things will be cut. One of those two things I will be streaming tonight. Probably 11 p.m. 10:30, 11 p.m. So I'm going to find out what's what and see what's going on. Samuel says, happy birthday, fam. Hope you enjoyed it other than the Manchester United result. Yeah, United don't ruin my birthday. I was just chilling out, fam. Just glad I didn't do a watch along and enjoy having the night off. You feel me? But love to everyone that's locked in. Don't forget, you will get the ManDem Uniteds every Tuesday, every Thursday, 5 p.m. people. Every Tuesday, every Thursday, 5 p.m. Sometimes here by myself, sometimes joined by special guests, talking all things Manchester United people. Don't forget also as well, this show and all the other shows on the channel that are not watch-alongs are available as audio only on audio-only platforms. So if you want to listen while you're at work, while you're cleaning, while you're driving, etc., all of that stuff, then the links for those are underneath in the description as well. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, links for those underneath in the description. Ragnar needs to start dropping players based off whether they're willing to play his style of ball. Selecting players just because of their names is the reason why we couldn't stand the previous guy. You're right. And if he wants to die by that sword, he'll die by that sword. Big up Jose as well. Appreciated. Yeah, and that's what it is. And I criticize. I'm fair. Just because I like someone or rate a manager, don't mean I won't criticize them. I criticize players I rate. Like I like Sancho. I'm a big fan of Sancho, but he wasn't good yesterday. He had a poor game. I'm not biased, and regulars will know that. I'm not biased at all. Not in the slightest. But yeah, love to everyone that has locked in. And this has been the first ManDem United of the year. We'll be back Thursday, 5 p.m. for this show. But yeah, like I said, tonight on the Twitch, keep an eye out on that. I'll run a stream on here to remind you lot, so then you lot know to head over to the Twitch. But love to everyone that's locked in. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for